Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. It's no secret. I love the guys over at AudioBrewers. I use their percussion library, Ashe, in my work a lot. They have a couple of fascinating piano libraries and some other things. But there's this thing that they do called the Signals bundle. And I'd always kind of just thought it wasn't for me. Well, I may have been wrong. Let's take a look at Signals Green today. Over at the AudioBrewers website, you can see the bundle is sold together with their earlier version of Signals. And right now it's on sale. I don't know how long that's going to last. Well, I think you'll understand a little bit more when we look at the interface, which we'll do in a second. But the Signals concept provides the user with a Kontakt instrument that plays full chords, either triads or seventh chords, from a given key on every note, on the appropriate note of the scale. And I'll tell you what, super useful. Now, here's the thing. Take a look at this interface, because this is the classic AudioBrewers interface. You've got a bunch of potential layers. You can see they're labeled here, soft, grainy, etc., and they're associated with specific outputs. Now, down below, we can select the key signature that we're in and the way the system works. What that means is when I touch a C and take the controller up, I swell in a full C major 7 chord in this case because I'm playing this particular C. If I play a different C an octave up, slightly different voicing. C an octave down from where I started, just a triad. C an octave down from that, slightly different voicing. That means I have potentially 4 different C major sounds. Now, if I step up to D, I get a D minor chord, D minor 7 in this case, because that's the second step of the scale in the key of C, and that chord quality lives there. As you can see, when I play the key, it appears right there. Very useful for us. Now, you may not know a lot about music theory, but if you do, there's some wonderful things baked in, which is, for instance, this. Here's my E minor chord, E minor 7 in this case. And if I slip down from the note E to the note D sharp, I get the major version of that, which is the appropriate chord for a modal substitution trick. So modal interchange would indicate that D sharp or E flat would be a major 7 chord, and you can take advantage of that. Well, what that means for us as composers is a very quick way to get thick textures. Now, what I've done is I've written 3 little pieces. Let's take a listen to the way they work. E minor 7, D sharp major 7 have some notes in common. Very easy to do this. Listen to that beautiful sort of icy version of the chords. This is a great background texture that I would have been proud to have designed myself, and I did it just like this with some controller data. It's very easy to change chords as well. So from here we go to D minor 7, and it really is just a question of playing the D, no biggie as you're playing, and then just end on a C. It literally took me about the amount of time I took to play it to sort of create that. Very little effort involved in the sound design, although this is a very powerful sound design engine. You've got modulation that can be assigned around to your 2 various layers. Right now it's assigned to all the layers. You've got effects, which can be handled and selected by layers as well. And then over here, the sort of beautiful layer trip that is just so AudioBrewers. And I went into it in great detail in a couple of my other reviews. I think I'm going to not go into it in detail here because I suspect that Signals appeals to the composer who wants to dive in and get some really thick, chocolatey sounds and just play some chords, right? The presets are, crazy. There's so many of them, and each of them has their own quality. So this dry metallic one appealed to me immediately because it's got a pulsy quality. Now, I've used, as you can see here, 3 different A's in 3 different octaves to get A minor 7, one voicing, A minor 7, a different voicing, and a regular A minor in its own voicing. This is a very powerful sound. The pulse is built in. Right now I'm only hearing one layer. And let's take a look at those layers here because you can morph between the two. Right? Very cool. And that leads us to the third piece that I did, which demonstrates that in detail. Dynamic changes, it's called. And these layers really respond to the mod 1, CC1 modulation in a beautiful way. Each layer has its own slots for the effects that we choose over here. Same with modulation. The piano sound we're hearing is AudioBrewers upright piano. On the left, you can see the layers that are active. We could make layers inactive simply by clicking them. Everything would go away. We need to have one layer active. The black square indicates that they're loaded. Down below, we have indications about the scale that's being used, and that tells us really what the chords are. And also, we also have down below the key signature that we're in. So if I chose D, see how everything shifted, or D sharp, see how everything moves up? Let's go back to C. And these are all key switched. D, F. I can choose what scale I'm going to use by key switching down here. Minor, major, blues. All this is just right at our fingertips and a pretty powerful way to get super effective sounds. I can't show you all these presets, but I was very impressed. It occasionally happens that I'll be presented with a new piece of music technology, and my immediate reaction is, it's not for me. I already know a lot about music theory. I know that the 3 chord is a minor 7 chord. I'm going to play that on piano because I can play that quite comfortably. To have that work done for me, however, was fascinating because I was able to simply go with an impulse to hear, say, the minor 6 chord and just very easily reach out and touch it and get the entire thing spread out, well-voiced, sounding great, and in appropriate relation to the chords of the key center that I was already playing in. And the chromatic chords are also in appropriate relation to the key center I'm already playing in. I'm getting very quick, very strong results. And in some aspects of my business, quick and good are just what my clients are looking for. So Alejandro, 2 thumbs up. That's both of my thumbs. And let me also say I was wrong. This is for me, and I think it's for a lot of composers who need to sketch in something. It's background, right? It's not really melody, but man, it's a great background. I just added that little upright piano on the top, and I got this juicy, gorgeous sound. Well, signal's green, signal's blue. The bundle's on sale right now. AudioBrewers does a wonderful job. Everything that you heard was built right into the 2 Kontakt instruments that I was playing. No external effects. Boom. Hey, I hope this was useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos, and I will see you next time.